Hi, I'm at the Community News Summit Block by Block in Chicago on September 23rd, and I'm talking with John Murden, who's publisher of the Church Hill People's News, which is a local online news community in a neighborhood of Richmond, Virginia. John, you're a 6th grade history teacher who got an inspiration in 2004 to start a news blog. And the reason I'm talking to you now is because earlier this afternoon in another session, you started talking about the network of community websites around Richmond that have formed 13 of them into an advertising network. Can you talk a little bit about how you got that organized and the mechanics of how it works?
Yeah, it's 13, maybe 14 or 15, I forget the numbers. I built my website in 2004. I ran it for a couple of years and found that it was very successful. We had good dialogue going. It was leading to real-world outcomes. It was good. It was good for the neighborhood. I put the word out on our kind of blogosphere that if I could find somebody to run them in another neighborhood, I'd gladly take my code base, change the look and feel, and give them a site to run. And at the same time I was doing that, another guy across town was starting to do the same thing. Between the two of us, we built out this network of all the sites. They kind of existed like that for 2 or 3 years. We just had these sites going. He got the idea to build an aggregator to pull all the local sites in to be a citywide aggregator. And then about the same time he did that, he's like, well, we should start doing ads across and do an ad network. And took the notion of the ad network, the scale of that, really worked. And we lucked into hiring this woman that left a fairly large, one of our larger local sites got bought up by the newspaper, and she didn't want to work for the newspaper. So she came and worked for us, and she's doing ad sales, and she's really, really good. I mean, we're all geeky.
How do you pay her? What are the terms?
There's a salary that gets met, and then after that, I think it's a percentage.
How many ads is she selling a month?
A ton. I don't even know.
And are they on a program, like monthly runs, or what?
Monthly or longer. We have 2 different size ads. We have a big ad, which is called the network ad, up in the left-hand corner.
Roughly the size of that?
A couple hundred. I mean, I don't know.
It's a classic banner ad?
It's not like the long banner ad. It's like if you took the long banner ad and maybe cut it in half and put them on each other.
Yeah.
And that only runs across. That only runs across all the sites, and there's a set price for that. Then we have site-specific small ads, so you can pick and choose which ones you want to be on. But they're priced a little bit higher, so that the network ad is actually kind of attractive for what it is. But the network ad pays her salary. Any of the small sales go directly to us, and then once her salary is paid by the big ad, that comes back to us based on percentage of network traffic.
So, can you give me any kind of sense of numbers of what this means to the 13 sites? How much of their livelihood is dependent on this network business?
The only person that's living off of it right now is the lady selling ads.
Right.
But we have two of our sites that are doing gangbusters. Last month we sold out our ad space on both of them. So we're actually.
How much did that represent?
For mine, it was probably $700-800.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the little ads. It doesn't count anything that's going to come from the big ad. Mm-hmm. We sold that out too. There's going to be another couple $100 from that. So I'm looking at over $1,000 last month from this.
Yep.
The second site's probably about the same. He didn't have as many ad spots, but we're going to add more to his rotation.
Now, in the session earlier, you also mentioned that all of these sites are on WordPress. Is that right?
Yeah. We made that decision pretty early on.
Could there be a Drupal site mixed in there and it would still work?
The advertising code is built on some open source PHP thing. I don't think it's it's not a WordPress dependent, as far as I know. I mean, actually one of the sites, the way the host was caching it or something, I had to use JavaScript. So yeah, it would work with about anything, I imagine.
Yeah, people would have to make sure that they're placing the ads into the right size.
Yep.
So the deal is somebody just puts a JPEG code into their page and it pulls the ad from a central server?
It's some sort of database-driven thing, like on her end.
Yep.
The Lauren, the lady that runs it, she handles putting ads in and setting them up where they're going to run the page. Some of them, we're experimenting. Some of them we have specific ad spots for sale, and on mine they just all rotate through.
So she does the central billing?
Mm-hmm.
And is the billing, how is the rev share worked out? Is it based on impressions that are recorded by...
The revenue share from the big ad, is based on page views, which we pull from Google Analytics.
Okay.
We decided on that as a really early on.
So you standardized on that. Okay. And so if an ad has, 50,000 impressions in a month, you just count up how many of those impressions were at each site, and you prorate the payments on that basis?
From network ads.
And is there some amount that's kept in order to cover her commission and salary?
It's a percent, not quite, I don't remember the numbers.
Yep.
Yeah, she gets her salary first before we get ours.
Now, any problems with slow pay or no pay by the advertisers? And who bears that responsibility? We
bear the responsibility.
The individual sites?
Yeah.
You just take it as a loss?
If they don't pay, we don't get our piece.
Okay.
But it hasn't been too bad. We were dealing with local businesses.
So, John Murden, publisher, Churchill People's News. What's the URL for your site?
chpn.net.
And if somebody wanted to get a hold of you to learn more about this ad network, this sort of community-based ad network, how do they reach you?
I'm at Murden, M-U-R-D-E-N, @gmail.com.
And your phone number?
804-564-1360.
Great.
And,
thanks for your help.
Yeah, man. Get the word out.
Okay.